I'm so sorry about that.
In this video, we're diving into a whirlwind of online drama, unexpected betrayals, and some seriously questionable choices. If you've spent any time on TikTok, chances are you've come across Ashley Eliot. With over 15 million followers, she's built a massive audience through her relatable couple content and videos and gel-based trends. But occasionally, she brings her husband into the mix, and let's just say he rarely looks thrilled to be there. While Ashley insists that everything is fine and that her husband's disinterested expressions are just part of their playful dynamic, trouble begins to loom when she posts a video that seems to reveal cracks in their so-called paradise.
He's making great money, and he wants to take care of you for the rest of your life. And you decide, cool, I just get to be home, raise the kids. He's gonna be the hardworking man he is, and he's gonna take care of us. Now imagine 20 years later, he finds somebody else that's younger, more beautiful, and he leaves you. And you don't have a job, you don't have any ways to financially support yourself, you no longer have your youth, and now you're alone. That would be one of my biggest fears. And I know some of y'all are married to some great men, okay? But I wouldn't put nothing past nobody. Somebody might tell you today, hey, I love you, I love you. I would never, ever, ever, ever do that to you. But in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, people change. And that's the reason I will never stop.
The video, rather than being her usual lighthearted content, carries a different tone, one that fans immediately pick up on. What started as a motivational message quickly spiraled into a full-blown scandal, one that brought cheating allegations against her husband, deleted videos, and a very public unraveling of their personal lives. Obviously, when you watch this, it seems like just another TikTok video. A working mom looking to inspire young mothers and women in general to be independent and be able to provide for themselves. But her followers weren't buying it. For a creator whose brand revolves around wholesome couple moments and funny interactions, this sudden shift raises eyebrows. Was this just another scripted moment? Or was Ashley unintentionally letting her audience in on something deeper? People started speculating that this wasn't just a hypothetical scenario, it was her reality. And honestly, the signs were there, especially with the kind of content she was making with her less than interested husband. Normally, a video like this wouldn't raise too many eyebrows, but with an oddly specific scenario and a tone that was very different from Ashley's usual content, it was no surprise that fans started asking questions. Ashley doesn't create content in isolation. Her husband is often featured in her videos. Their usual dynamic follows a familiar pattern, Ashley goofing around or doing something playful, while her husband initially appears disinterested before eventually giving in and having a good time. Take, for example, this video where she applies her combat gel to his bald head, and despite his initial reluctance, he can't help but react, his exaggerated expressions adding to the humor that potentially keeps their audience engaged.
And my man, thank you to my man. And my man, thank you to my man. And my man, thank you to my.
There's this other one where she even applies makeup on his face while he just sits there and frowns.
Oh, this is doodle brown.
It's fine, I just need to blend it.
Dog, why you gotta do it so hard?
Stop moving! Next, we're going in with some concealer.
What is that for?
To brighten up your T-zone.
T-zone?
Yeah.
You just making shit up now.
In a lot of these videos featuring her husband's frowns and scowls on camera, some viewers start to assume that he's not particularly happy with the roles he had to play in these videos, which is not such an outrageous conclusion given his facial remarks. However, Ashley has repeatedly addressed this in a video, basically saying that they are content creators and all that's a part of everything that they do and that every video is discussed between them, and they both agree on an execution style before going on to record.
So many of you guys are mad thinking that I intentionally disrespect my husband all day. I would never do something that my husband was not okay with. We are content creators. This is what we do. So y'all don't have to be the hero to try to say.
As the speculation grew, Ashley eventually addressed the situation in another video, revealing that her partner was no longer comfortable with making content or being recognized online. She explained that while they had enjoyed creating videos together in the past, things had changed, and he no longer wanted to be in the public eye.
Loved being on social media, and he did not. Over time, I talked him into being on my social media, and we saw how well the videos did of us together. So we just continued, but it was something that I was most definitely much more passionate about. But he no longer wants this lifestyle. He doesn't want to be recognized every single time he goes out in public. Quote unquote fame is not what everybody wants. We no longer have any kind of privacy, but that just comes with the territory of being a social media influencer, and I'm okay with that. He is not. I hope you guys can understand. I know it's going to be hard because a lot of you follow us for our couples content, but I will continue to make content.
Ashley expressed her respect for his decision, acknowledging that not everyone enjoys the attention that comes with social media fame. She also hinted that this shift might impact the kind of content she produces moving forward, as their playful dynamic had been a big part of what made her videos so popular. While she didn't go into too much detail, her tone suggested that this wasn't just a temporary break, but a significant change in their relationship, or at least when it came to their online presence. Ashley's content continued as usual, maintaining the same wholesome, refreshing vibe that had made her so popular. Her videos remained lighthearted and filled with good energy, resonating with her audience. Over time, one particular aspect of her content started gaining significant attention: her GRDM videos. Viewers were especially fascinated by the way she slicked her hair all the way back, a signature look influenced by military grooming standards. This earned her the nickname Gel Lady on TikTok. Recognizing an opportunity, Ashley decided to turn this viral appeal into a business venture by launching her own hair gel brand, Combat Gel. The product quickly became a hit among her 15 million TikTok followers, with countless reviews surfacing across TikTok and YouTube, many of which praised its quality and effectiveness.
Take down my hair with me after work. So as we know, I got my hair in the tight bun. If it ain't tight, it ain't right. Some people ask me if I get headaches, and yes, I do. But it's one of those things, like pain is beauty, because I love my buns and I don't want to stop wearing my hair so tight. And yes, I might end up bald, but I'm kind of handsome. Oh yes. This part right here is legit stuck. My hair, it don't move. Let's give it a little shake. What, y'all thought I was gonna be cute with it? And we're done.
Everything seemed to be going smoothly for Ashley until the day she posted that TikTok video featuring a hypothetical scenario that quickly turned into a major controversy. In the video, she painted a picture of a woman who marries a man who promises to take care of everything, meaning she wouldn't need to work, just raise their children and manage the home. For years, the arrangement seems perfect, but then the husband finds someone younger and more attractive, leaving the woman stranded. With no career, no independent income, and no way to easily remarry, she's left without financial security or the skills to provide for herself. It's a terrifying situation, one that could easily be anyone's worst nightmare. Ashley shared this scenario to emphasize why she's been working since she was 16 and has no plans to stop. She made it clear that she refuses to be financially dependent on anyone, not even her husband. She explained to her audience that people change, and love isn't a guarantee. It can shift over time, sometimes disappearing altogether. Her message is straightforward. Security should never rely solely on another person. She emphasized that this was why she would never stop working for her own money, and why she was determined to teach her daughters the same lesson. Independence is non-negotiable.
He's making great money, and he wants to take care of you for the rest of your life. And you decide, cool, I just get to be home, raise the kids. He's gonna be the hardworking man he is, and he's gonna take care of us. Now imagine 20 years later, he finds somebody else that's younger, more beautiful, and he leaves you. And you don't have a job, you don't have any ways to financially support yourself. You no longer have your youth, and now you're alone. That would be one of my biggest fears. And I know some of y'all are married to some great men, okay? But I wouldn't put nothing past nobody. Somebody might tell you today, hey, I love you, I would never, ever, ever, ever do that to you. But in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, people change. And that's the reason I will never stop.
After posting the video, Ashley probably didn't think too much of it until her followers took it in a different direction, expressing concerns over the scenario, saying they hoped that it wasn't Ashley's actual reality. Ashley responded to these concerns in another video clearing up the rumors, saying that it was just a scenario as earlier stated, and that it's a situation that has scared her since she was a kid, and that inspired her to always work and fend for herself, nothing else.
I was just telling you the reason I will always work and why I would teach my daughter not to depend on a man financially. This has nothing to do with me. I literally brought up a scenario saying if you were married to a man for 20 years, you've never had a job, you've never had any skill sets because you thought he would take care of you for the rest of your life. And imagine if he left you for somebody else. It was a scenario. It's a scenario that has scared me since I was a girl.
But her viewers were not totally convinced with her explanation, especially as the scenario seemed all too specific. And to also come from someone like Ashley, who in their defense never posted something like this. They knew something must have been up. They could smell the plot from a mile. The suspicions from her followers only grew stronger when suddenly they found out that all of Ashley's videos with her husband in them were suddenly taken down from her TikTok page. They also noticed that Ashley has not had her wedding ring on in any of her videos in the past few weeks, raising a lot more eyebrows. But again, Ashley made a video to address the circulating rumors, suggesting that she and her husband were going through marital issues. In the video, she explains that the videos were taken down because her husband didn't want to be put on social media. He suddenly didn't want to be on social media anymore after being in so many other videos.
He loved being on social media and he did not. Over time, I talked him into being on my social media and we saw how well the videos did of us together. So we just continued, but it was something that I was most definitely much more passionate about, but he no longer wants this lifestyle.
She also said that he didn't like that he was being noticed in public and that he wanted to go back to being unknown. Well, I guess fame isn't for everyone. After explaining, she also assures her viewers that she's not going anywhere and that even if hubby wasn't going to be in the videos anymore, she would still be posting and is in no way leaving the scene.
Recognized every single time he goes out in public, quote unquote fame is not what everybody wants. We no longer have any kind of privacy, but that just comes with the territory of being a social media influencer, and I'm okay with that. He is not. I hope you guys can understand. I know it's gonna be hard because a lot of you follow us for our couples content. But I will continue to make content just like I did when I first started. And as far as the ring, you guys have noticed it's been off my finger for a couple weeks now, and that's just something that I want to keep private.
Of course, that explanation still didn't satisfy the drama-starved followers in Ashley's audience, and her giving them room to speculate about why she wasn't wearing her ring anymore by saying that it's something that she wants to keep private right now did not help matters. I assume that at this point her viewers already knew that there was indeed trouble in Ashley's paradise. I mean, what married woman takes off her ring for weeks on end unless there's a problem in her home, or that she misplaced it, or the ring is getting refitted? Whichever way, Ashley's fans knew that there was a story here, coupled with the uncertainty of the prior weeks with his videos being taken down, and the hypothetical that started this whole drama. They were just itching in wait for Ashley to spill the tea. Now this is where the plot thickens, as we introduce someone else to the story, Sheila. While Ashley's own drama is still unfolding, an entirely separate TikTok controversy erupts, this time involving a creator named Sheila. Sheila is no stranger to controversy herself. She works in the adult content industry, specifically on OnlyFans, and is open about her unconventional lifestyle. She has a daughter with a man she's in an open relationship with, and her content often reflects her free-spirited, boundary-pushing approach to life. But what really sets off the firestorm isn't Sheila's personal life. It's a video she uploads featuring her young daughter in her arms, with a man lying next to them on the bed. At first glance, the clip seems innocent enough, but then Ashley's fans catch wind of it, and that's when things spiral. From a particular angle, the man in the video bears a striking resemblance to Ashley's husband. This alone is enough to send Ashley's most dedicated followers into a frenzy. Without any real confirmation, they jump to the worst possible conclusion, accusing Sheila of being a homewrecker and claiming that Ashley's husband has been unfaithful. Despite having no concrete proof, Ashley's fans flood Sheila's comments, demanding answers and throwing accusations left and right. The situation quickly snowballs as people dissect every frame of Sheila's video, convinced that they've uncovered a scandal of epic proportions. But are they actually onto something? Or is this just another case of the internet running wild with assumptions? The audience went crazy, and rumor mills started spinning. So many questions are being asked and not enough answers are being provided. But we later find out that the man in Sheila's video wasn't Ashley's husband, but a different person who is equally dark-skinned with a beard. Here you can see that the two men are different people. In another video that Sheila eventually dropped, she confirms that she never met with Ashley's husband in person. Sheila lives in Florida while Ashley and her family live in Hawaii. But that still didn't quell the itch for drama that the audience had. The drama finally starts to unfold when Sheila drops another video, firstly absolving herself of any blame by saying she works in the adult film industry, and it's her job to listen or engage random men that reach out to her in her DMs. She then proceeds to explain how Ashley's husband reached out to her one time and that they had extensive conversations about him and Ashley's marriage and the struggles they've been facing. Now, it's worthwhile to note that no one knew this, no one on the internet that is, until Sheila brought it all up in the public domain, something that wasn't even her problem to start with.
While it did make the content good for y'all, if it feels emotionally or mentally exhausting for somebody, I would try to hear that out, because that might lead to other things that you don't want. After hearing this video, would it be worth twirling your whole family if he never did what you felt like in that scenario, leaving or cheating on you? My opinion, if he was lacking in other areas of the home and didn't want to make content, okay, then what the hell? But if he is there for the children, if he is there for you, then if this is something you find enjoyable, and even if it's not enjoyable for you, but if it's something you're good at, I understand he's your partner. But notice how my house is getting trashed right behind me in less than 3 minutes. I do wish their family well. It's hurricane season. I want her to know her man loves her. He made that very...
She said a whole lot of stuff in the video. So much so that one could easily mistake her for a marriage counselor or therapist. She went on about how Ashley's husband claims that he never felt heard or understood in the relationship, sympathizing with Ashley's husband and basically giving unsolicited advice on an issue that was totally not her concern, instead of focusing on her hurricane evacuation.
I don't have a lot of time to say what I want to say because I am currently evacuating for a hurricane.
Now, you might be wondering, what's the point of all this? What was Sheila hoping to achieve with this video that she put out? Well, a theory suggests that Sheila saw how big a following Ashley had and was looking for some cheap clout. I mean, she literally brought out Ashley's dirty laundry to the public with that video, something Ashley could have done if she wanted to, but didn't. Sheila totally deprived Ashley the privilege of dealing with her marital problems in private by sharing those details about their struggles. She even went as far as editing her TikTok bio to say, "Internet homewrecker," which I think just confirms my theory that she did not do that in good faith, at least not for Ashley, but instead for the clout she could get, and was probably hoping to go viral as well. Well, after Ashley found out about the video and the controversy surrounding it, she actually goes on to send a DM across to Sheila, hoping to understand what was going on from her point of view and to maybe get answers for the unprovoked ousting of her personal and marital struggle without her consent. Surprisingly, her message was left with no response from Sheila, who claimed that she's used to getting messages from angry women and wives because of her line of work, and that these women would usually say a lot of mean things to her because of anger, so she just ignores totally instead. Now, that sounds fair and reasonable, but it's quite unreasonable when you realize that she didn't feel comfortable enough to talk to Ashley, the woman whose marriage problems she blasted all over social media, but was comfortable enough to make that video she made. Diabolical. As if that was not enough, Sheila went on to do an interview with popular TikToker Aunt Karen on a live stream. And during the interview, Sheila was asked why she did what she did, and she wasn't able to give any clear answers to Aunt Karen and the audience watching this stream. She was only able to confirm that Ashley did in fact reach out to her, but she refused to share any further info on their interactions, if there was any. She instead says that there isn't so much more that she can say since everyone thinks that they've figured out everything going on, which again is only possible because she gave us the details that she was privy to. It now seems like Sheila has gotten the fame that she so desperately wanted and can't do anything with it.
The live kicked off with Aunt Karen asking why Sheila decided to expose herself. Sheila says that she'd rather expose herself before somebody else did it. However, she cannot confirm if Ashley Eliot was going to expose her or not. Although Sheila confirms that Ashley did indeed reach out to her first, Sheila did not spill any details of the conversation, says there's so much more that she can say since everyone thinks they have.
Aunt Karen eventually calls her out on her actions, though. saying that she has been very vague and insists that she's playing games, asking why she's going to bake a cake and not finish it. Sheila then says that she only came forward because she noticed the subliminals that were thrown at her by Ashley. Subliminals being Ashley's first video that started this drama, where she said something about raising her daughters the right way by teaching them how to fend for themselves. And apparently Sheila took this as a jab to her since she only had daughters and is probably insecure because of her line of work.
Place. Aunt Karen then says that Sheila has been very vague and insists that she's playing games and asks why are you going to bake a cake and not finish it. Sheila says she came forward because she noticed the subliminals that were being sent to her by Ashley. But as Ashley stated on her message to us last night, none of those posts were about Sheila.
Karen goes on to ask Sheila if she prioritizes discretion with her clients that contact her for work, and she refuses to follow up on that point because she feels like everyone is against her work. After this point, Karen became visibly upset and annoyed because Sheila has so far given her nothing. No explanations, no clarification, just excuses with vague and shallow responses. As a result, she starts to lambaste Sheila, saying she's not special. Karen used to also do OnlyFans in the past. Sheila then got offended and said Karen was being rude because she never said that she was special.
Karen then goes on to ask if discretion with clients is something that Sheila prioritizes since she's an SW. Sheila didn't want to follow up on that point because everyone is against her job anyway. It was then after this point in the interview that the atmosphere got a little tense as Karen said to Sheila that you're not special, as Karen also did OnlyFans in the past. And then Sheila got offended saying that Karen was rude because Sheila never said that she was special. But keep in mind, Sheila was acting pretty rude on this interview as well. Like there was one point where she looks away from the camera and then motions to her partner to pay attention to their child because her daughter was blowing kisses off screen.
Karen then responded that she was only being honest as Sheila has been evasive throughout the interview, only giving excuses as to why she couldn't answer any of the questions asked. She also tried to hold Sheila accountable for not holding up discretion with her client and going out to social media to share details of a marriage that she was not part of. Karen also goes on to add that Sheila was acting like everyone was against her, when in reality, nobody knew who she was until she went on to make that video and put all of Ashley's business out there for everyone to see. After Karen made that statement, Sheila left the call abruptly, and that was the end of the interview.
Clearly being frustrated, Karen says she's only being honest as Sheila has been evasive the whole interview, making excuses as to why she could not answer any of the questions. Karen tries to hold Sheila accountable on not holding up discretion with her clients, but instead choosing to expose herself instead. Karen then goes on to say that Sheila is acting like everyone is against her, even though nobody knew who she was before she came on the internet. Right after Karen made that final point, Sheila hung up on her.
That pissed a lot of folks off, as after the whole interview, Sheila ended up providing zero answers. Neither did she give any clarity, and that just reinforced the narrative that she has done all this simply for the quick fame and clout that she could get. Right now, you're probably wondering if Ashley ever responded to any of Sheila's shenanigans. Well, in fact, she did. Again, in a video, Ashley addressed all that has been going on, and also provided proper info on the state of things.
I had every intention of keeping the details of my marriage private. Yes, I did hint to you guys that I wasn't okay and my marriage wasn't okay. Did I share any details?
She starts the video by telling us that she intended to keep all of the details of her marriage private and only give hints that something might have been wrong because she did not want to be a fake influencer that only shares the good parts of her life. She added that she only wanted to give her viewers an idea of what was going on, to give strength to those who might be going through similar issues and encourage them that they're not alone in it.
I did hint to you guys that I wasn't okay and my marriage wasn't okay. Did I share any details? No. And the reason I even let you guys in just a little bit was to show that I'm real with real problems. The last thing I want to be is a content creator who only shows all the perfect moments, because that's not real. And I wanted people to know if they're going through something, they're not.
Ashley then went on to say that she would never bash any member of her family on social media, that even her husband or soon-to-be ex-husband would always be considered family to her. She also affirms that she has never bullied anybody online and that never even knew who Sheila was at the time of making the video that Sheila claims to be subliminal shots at her, also adding that she never knew that Sheila had a BBL, giving her doctor kudos on his work, a compliment Sheila never gave any to Ashley during her whole time on the internet spazzing.
And whether my husband is my husband or my ex-husband, he is my family. Number 2, I have never in my life bullied or targeted somebody on social media. I did not make one post about this person. And majority of these posts that I made were before I even knew she existed. I had no idea that she had a BBL. I thought she looked natural. Good job. Your BBL looks very natural.
Ashley also referenced her post on Facebook where she said, "Be the woman you want your daughter to be," and clarified that when she made this post, she had absolutely no idea that Sheila existed on the surface of the earth.
The woman you'd want your daughter to be. And that was before I even knew she existed. I said that because I was going through something internally, and I thought to myself, how would I want my daughter to handle this?
Further explaining that it was a post that stems from a place of motivating herself to be better for her daughter. But we can see how Sheila might have felt attacked, again because she's insecure about her line of work. Ashley also adds that as soon as she found out about Sheila, she blocked her, and is really surprised that she's been able to screenshot all of her content to use as rebuttals to create this fake beef.
Now, when I found out about this person, I blocked her on social media. So the fact that she has been able to still screenshot all my stuff is very concerning to me. And the reason I blocked her was to protect my peace. I did not want to see anything she had going on. I didn't know if she had daughters, sons. I didn't know anything about her.
Ashley once again clarifies that she has never forced her husband to be in a video with her, that the roles are discussed and agreed upon as we covered earlier in this video. She adds this time that social media brings in $20,000 monthly, which is a lot of money, and that it did not include the business, selling her combat hair gel. She also adds that social media has made them debt-free and really helped with their finances.
Thing I want to address is this narrative that I forced my husband to make videos. I know that we've always had that role where he was annoyed and I was the one who enjoyed the videos. And that was agreed upon. Social media is bringing us in $20,000 a month. And that's aside from the business. And I've never put the numbers out there like that, but I need you guys to know that this provides for our family. This has made us debt free. This has made us financially free. I have never forced anybody to be in a video with me.
She tells us that her husband even requested that they keep making videos together if the marriage does not work out, a request that she simply declined, reiterating that being an influencer is like a job to her, and just like any other job, it can cause a rift in any relationship, adding that she would not allow shenanigans on an app cause problems in her marriage. Take note of the last two sentences. We'll come back to them.
We're no longer together, and I respectfully declined. So am I this evil person that forced her husband into doing something he didn't want to do? No. This is quite literally a job, just like any other job that might get in the way of a relationship. You guys are telling me that I've let an app ruin my marriage.
Ashley finally confirms that she reached out to Sheila and apologized to her for all the hate and backlash that she was getting from her followers, even reassuring her that none of her posts had anything to do with her, but Sheila went on posting as much as she could, saying that Ashley was targeting and bullying her.
In my marriage. But somebody wanted their 15 minutes of fame and they got it. I reached out to her and I apologized for the backlash she was getting from my followers. And I told her personally that none of my posts had anything to do with her. And then she continued to say that I was targeting her and bullying her. And I know y'all don't know me personally, but anybody that knows me in real life knows that's just not me. That has never been me. I have never bullied anybody a day.
Ashley finally adds that she can't tolerate people bad-mouthing her family, and that her husband is her family, before finally appreciating her followers for all the love that she received in these times and advising them against going on to bully Sheila again for her actions in all this.
Is people speaking bad about my family. And my husband is my family. Whether we work this out or not, he is.
So Ashley just explained that the problem that she was facing in her marriage concerned her career as an influencer and none of the other wrong ideas flying all over YouTube and TikTok. So all of the rumors and theories about how her husband cheated on her with Sheila were just wrong, and Sheila was obviously looking to grow her following by being part of the whole drama.
This is quite literally a job, just like any other job that might get in the way of a relationship. You guys are telling me that I've let an app ruin my marriage.
If you think that this whole drama ended there, do I have some news for you. The drama didn't end there, because now Ashley's husband says it's time for him to speak up as well, and he hurriedly whipped up a TikTok account and recorded a video from his car. In the video, he starts by saying that he intended to stay quiet on the whole situation, but isn't going to allow someone who has used him to build success the whole marriage to drag his name through the mud. Now, this is where everyone is puzzled. Ashley is the one person that has been shielding and defending him throughout this saga, and now he's here claiming that she dragged his name through the mud and built her success off his back.
I was going to be quiet about the whole situation, you know. I was going to be the bad guy. But I'm not about to let a person who used me for their success, the whole marriage, run my name through the mud.
To me, it's crazy that he never thought.
You see that he doesn't even address the alleged cheating scandal or the fact that he DM'd an adult content creator and discussed his personal issues and marital issues with her. No, he doesn't touch on any of those. Instead, he's here claiming to be disenfranchised and shamed in public, which is just not true. He even goes as far as changing his new TikTok account bio to read "slave to combat gel," which is just a wild thing to say, truly. So dramatic, this guy. I mean, for this guy, putting up such a tag should only happen when some real injustice has been done, not when your wife finds out from an adult content creator that you've been contacting her and sharing your marital struggles with her, yet she comes on social media and protects your name and reaffirms you as one of her own and family. I like to assume that he probably didn't see Ashley's video before coming to record this. Maybe if he did, the contents of the video would be different. Now, how does all of this drama end? Well, Ashley announces that she and her husband are finally ending things and are going their separate ways. And as expected, this announcement split her fanbase into multiple factions, with some supporting her action, saying that cheating of any kind should not be tolerated. At the same time, some are saying that she shouldn't have ended things so abruptly, especially as there was a lack of verified evidence that he cheated, adding that a moment of weakness should not be reason enough to call off years of a beautiful marriage. Others were too busy making sure that all of Sheila's accounts got reported.
Here on my platform. The first reason and the most important reason is I have 2 small children that will see everything I put out here one day. All I want them to know is they have a mommy that loves them and a daddy that loves them. The second reason is that when you love somebody, the last thing you want to do is intentionally hurt them. And I absolutely love my husband. That doesn't just go away. I know you guys are seeing so much right now, and there's so many accusations and there's so many assumptions, and I can assure you not all of it is true. And as you guys can see, it doesn't matter if you delete a video 3 seconds after posting it, somebody's already screen recorded it and now it's out there for everybody to see. So with that being said, before I post something, I think about all the...
Now, we all thought this was the end of everything as Sheila went back to her job as a content creator, and so did Ashley, and someone else was gripping the trending headlines on TikTok. And it was so until Ashley posted this.
Now that almost a year has passed, let's talk about it again. What's going on between me and this guy? Damn! The last a lot of you guys saw was me saying that we were going through a divorce. There was so much about my marriage that was put online and a bunch of rumors were started, and I want to clear some of those things up for you guys. There was a rumor that my husband had a baby with another woman, and that is completely false. If you were to go back to that video, I'm not going to pull it up here because I really don't want to pull those people back into this. That's not my husband in the video. I mean, anybody that can see would know that's not him. And the reason I didn't clear a lot of those things up in the beginning was because I was hurt. I was angry. I didn't know what was going on. I was assuming things based off of what I was seeing. And what I absolutely should have done was log off of social media and handle my problems privately. Now that I can look in hindsight and see what was going on, I was letting social media come before my marriage. A lot of the posts that you were seeing from me and a lot of the posts that you were seeing from him was things we were doing out of hurt. We were trying to hurt each other. And I hate that it was brought to social media. You know, we made entertaining content for you guys and that's fine. But as far as what we were personally going through, that should have never been brought to social media. So yes, at one point we were going through a divorce and it was an impulse decision based off of the pain we were both feeling. We were separated for a couple months. We decided to work it out and we decided to keep it off of social media. And the only reason I want to explain things a little bit more now is because there's still so many rumors going around. I cannot say anything about my husband or post anything about my husband without there being a comment of, oh, doesn't he have a baby with somebody else? Didn't he have a whole other family behind your back? And those things are not true, you guys. So once we decided to continue working on this marriage, I decided to step away from the camera, step away from social media, and stop letting it consume my life. If you can take away anything from this video, the first one would be just don't believe everything you see on social media. The second one is leave your personal life off social media. Third one would be is marriage is not easy. It's not going to be easy. It was never meant to be easy. If anybody told you it was going to be, they lied to you. So to answer the burning question, yes, we are back together. No, we did not get a divorce. But did we both make mistakes? Yes. Did we both hurt each other? Yes. But we both decided that this marriage is worth fighting for.
Did we just watch Ashley pull her supposed ex-husband into the video? Well, surprise, surprise. So apparently Ashley and her husband were able to work things out, and they're now back together. In fact, Ashley posted a photo on Facebook early this year where she's holding hands with her husband and captions it, "For better or for worse," clearly hinting that they were back together, also posting a photo of them together. Although she never officially came on TikTok to announce that they were back together, I guess it's a lesson learned from the previous drama episode, and they would not be putting out family business in public anymore. As for personal development for Ashley, she has since hit the gym again, saying that since she left the army, she had put on weight that she was looking to lose. She also added that she had a bit of a body dysmorphia and depression that resulted in her injecting herself with Botox. She now reflects how bad her face used to look compared to what it is now, and we can tell how much more beautiful she is now. So at the end of it all, she and her husband decide to stay together and let it all work out. So they're back to making the silly and cute couples videos that we've always known them for. And at this moment, Ashley adds, it is starting to feel so good again.